Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Six Sided Legacies Legacy of the Lost, Episode 6. Now, today's going to be a little bit of a weird session, and our party's going to be splitting up a little bit, so you only see part of them for part of the time. You will see all of them at some point, though. But first, let's introduce our adventurers. Kasaira,
Hi, my name's Kat, and I'll be playing Kasaira, the Tiefling Fighter.
uh, Alpheus,
Howdy, I'm Alpheus. I'll be playing the Dwarven Artificer.
Endre,
Hello, I'm Andrima, and I'm playing Andre or Endre, the Tiefling Sorcerer.
Aquin,
Hi, I'm Gil or Aquin. I'm playing Aquin, the Dragonborn Druid.
and Rook.
Howdy, I'm Lucas. I'll be playing Rook, the Leonin Paladin.
Okay. Hold on, give me 1 second, just turning down the music volume a little bit. So, last time, you guys found yourself on a walkway, suspended above the yawning hollow, after just having dealt with a creature none of you understand. A creature whose power rivals the greats of this world. And you guys have decided to split up. Are there any last words you guys would like to say to each other before you leave?
Happy Easter?
Um,
Sorry.
I think Kasaira will thank the party for just reassuring her during the moment of her panic and grief, and give just kind of a pained or grateful smile towards them. And afterwards, she'll focus on Aquin, and she'll just walk towards them, and she'll lean down so no one else can hear her, and just say, "You can just hold on to the worry stone. I don't mind. I have a lot of faith in you, and I know there's a great strength that you have inside you. Don't let anyone underestimate you, and I know Andre has a very good partner on her back with you there."
Thank you. I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah. Afterwards, she'll just figure that she would go towards Andre next. And she'll say, she'll open her mouth to say something and close it and decide to keep it to herself and just kind of try to humor the situation and say, maybe don't use the teddy bear as a weapon if things get hostile. I'd like it all in one piece.
She's gonna chuckle to herself and just saying no promises, but I'll make sure to keep it safe.
Thanks. And it looks like she wants to walk away, but she stops herself. And her eyes will kind of just like darken. And she'll kind of just like tense up and say, "Andre, if this guild makes you choose between this life that we just built and the one that you previously had, I need you to remember that you have us as a party, and we all want an honorable life with stability. I don't want you to be put in a position where you'll be at risk for the rest of your life. And I don't want you to live a life with a criminal there can't possibly be any negative consequences. Just please don't forget about us."
I think it would be impossible to forget this group, and nonetheless, for it to forget about you.
She'll smile just faintly, and she'll nod towards her. "Oh, and if there's any way you can, like, leave some kind of clue or trail to where you find that guild, that'd be perfect, because I've been around here, but not a lot, and I don't know exactly where I'm going. If we come back to find you guys.
Would you like me to leave like a trail of breadcrumbs? And she's gonna pull out her bag, the bagel she got from
Um,
one. Was it? I'm trying to remember what species they were. Um,
it wasn't
I feel
everything
like
bagel.
they're rabbits.
Everything.
I feel like they're
Everything.
rabbits. What do you think?
I mean, do you think an animal would get it? I feel like an animal would eat it up.
I'll try to find something that I can leave behind.
But it needs
Or-
to like really stand out and not be like, easily be like attained by someone.
That is true. I mean, all you really need to do is follow the signs of the worms, and you'll be able to find the crows that way.
Okay.
So there should
And
be signals on the walls or in the sewer system that will lead to the crows that you could follow.
okay, sewer system. Got
Are you
it.
guys speaking out loud by chance, or is this like
Yes.
one-on-one?
Out loud.
I'll
Mhm.
say worst case scenario, if you get into any trouble, try to throw like a fireball in the air or something. Something. We'll try and track it by that.
Yeah, just, I don't want her to draw too much attention. But I'm sure, we'll just figure it out.
Mhm.
Syra will then decide to walk over to Rook since she's just saying goodbyes to everyone now, and she'll kind of she's still carrying this stone sculpture of Tails, and she'll hesitate to say something and then just kind of shrug her shoulders and just try again to just humor the situation to try to cope, and she'll say, "Don't get too excited out there."
All I ever do is get excited about stuff. I don't know what you want from me.
Well, I was kidding, but you're better at rationalizing than I am. I'm sure you'll
Listen.
be more than fine out there, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Listen, if I can survive on my own for 5-something years, then surviving with those two over there, it'll be a piece of cake.
Yeah. Maybe after this whole thing is over, I can do something for you. It won't cost you or me anything. It'll just be something simple from where I'm from. I've done it for the rest of the party, so you'll just be hooked right in.
All right.
Okay. And after that, she'll kind of like shuffle the weight of the sculpture or stone statue into one arm and kind of she'll mimic the two-fingered salute that he did the previous night before and walk towards Alpheus.
I mean, you already know he's hitting it back with a big smile.
Afterwards, she'll just nod to Alpheus and say that she's ready to go. And say, "Thank you for letting Tails stay at your home, by the way."
Up, but no problem.
She'll look back to the rest of the trio. "I'll see you guys later."
I'll see you.
Be safe, please.
We will. And with that, she'll just follow Alpheus out of here.
You guys begin to walk away from each other down different paths. And we only follow one group, the larger group, for now. We'll catch up with the rest of you for now. So please, get the fuck out. And with that, we are left with you three.
All right. Well, let's get moving. You know, we don't got a whole lot of time to waste here, so I figure that we ought to just get going as fast as possible.
I agree. Let's do our best.
Andre just nods as she lets out a deep sigh, making sure to watch Kasaira and Alpheus as they leave, making sure that they're once they're out of sight, they continue on following the path in which, or following the direction in which the explosion last had occurred. And she's going to be very much high alert and cover herself as much as possible in a cloak that makes it difficult for someone to see her appearance.
Okay. Well, give me one moment. Okay. And so I'm guessing you guys start making your way north?
Yep.
Yes.
Can all of you guys make me a perception check?
Ah, fuck. Already?
Certainly.
Okay, what is my perception?
Oh, bat 21.
Oh, nice.
Alright. Oh, 7. 37.
Okay. And Aquin?
17.
Damn,
Okay.
not perception.
As you guys are walking, Andre, you are pretty much storming north. Not really with any regard for any specific directions, but Aquin and Rook, as you guys are walking, you have heard Andre mention following the worms. And carved into one of the poles on the street, you see a small little wriggling worm. And as you look
Oh,
forward,
hey, look,
you
it's one of
see
those worm
another one.
things. Guys, look, it's one of those worm things.
Andre is going to stop in her tracks and go back towards Rook and where Rook is pointing and looking at the insignia. Or is it just a worm, like an actual worm?
It's just a carved in picture of worm.
And you said what direction? There was another one going another way?
In a northern, is in like mostly northern direction.
I guess. Well, first of all, nice eyes. By the way, I was so focused in my own way, I didn't even realize this. But either way, we should probably follow the signals. If you notice them, just point at it or guide me if I'm going the opposite direction.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Aquin caught it too. I'm just a bit quicker to start making a fuss about something.
I'm sorry.
No,
Why are
you're
you sorry?
fine.
I'm just calling myself a bit more rude, I guess.
As you guys continue to walk, following the worm indentations in the poles and stuff like that, you guys get closer and closer to what you now see as billowing smoke. And as you approach closer and closer and closer, not a building, but a giant segment of the ground itself is blocking your path. What do you guys do?
As in, there's just like a mound of like earth or stone or something.
So if you could imagine in real life, if the road so let's just say you were driving, let's just say on a bridge, and a giant were to come by, put its hand under the bridge and crush it in the direction of which you were driving and then stop. So the road itself is bent, is like cracked and bent up. Now the road here is not made of concrete, but rather stone, but it looks the same, as if some giant entity or explosion occurred, forcing the earth to crack and crumble upwards.
I don't understand what happened. She's going to look at this very closely. Does she kind of recognize anything about this, or no? Not particularly.
No. This magic is far beyond what any normal person should be capable of. one more thing. This magic, you do know something about it. Actually, first, Rook, you aren't all too familiar with normal magic. Endre, would you be all too familiar with normal magic and how it's cast?
I mean, she's relatively familiar.
Sorry, let me rephrase the question. Are you all familiar of the history of magic?
I wouldn't say so, not necessarily, unless it's related to a artifact or something along that line.
Okay. And then, Aquin, would you be all too familiar with the history of magic?
Aquin is a reader, yeah. Aquin went to school.
Okay. So, Endre, you do know something about this, and so do you, Aquin. It's not so much to do with the crystal, but it's a somewhat basic history lesson that's taught in if you were to have learned magic from any form of schooling, or if you have to have done any amount of research on specific magical artifacts. The last time this type of magic was seen was in the Age of Heroes, a time when dragons were slain. So do with that what you will.
How tall is this mound? And is there a way that we could skirt around it?
The mound is about 25 feet tall, and there looks to be a couple ways around it by weaving through a couple other buildings. What do you guys do?
Rook will look to the other two after giving them a moment to kind of collect their thoughts. They're clearly thinking about some sort of magic that's going to go over his head at this point, or explanation for how this hill came to be. And he's just going to start digging through his backpack, and he'll pull out a few climbing pythons and some rope and just start driving them into the base of this hill, and
Okay.
just kind of set up like a climbing rope to get up to the top of this thing relatively easily.
Got it. Can you give me an athletics check to do so?
Okay.
You sound disappointed.
No, that was my yes sir voice.
Dang.
24.
Damn.
You managed to climb up to the top, reaching one
Yeah.
rather large furry paw up to the top and pulling yourself. You look
Does
out
it
at
look
a...
like-
It does not look good. The crater in front of you is about 20 feet wide at its widest, completely enveloping this section of the road. In front of you stands an opening. Kind of like, it's not very clear to begin with, but upon noticing that some of the rubble has been moved out of the way in specific areas, an opening has been revealed that leads into a deeper part of the city, a hole. There is a path to it.
Hey, Andre.
She's gonna shake her head as if she was thinking long and hard and look up towards Rook, kind of confused, not realizing how he got up there. And then looking at the rope and his climbing gear, shrug and nods like yes as she looks up towards him.
Do your pals live in a crater by chance?
Not that I recall. It was, a camp. It was a base. It was, a guild as sort. But last time I saw, they moved. So I'm not entirely sure. But I am assuming by, the pile of rubble in front of us and a mention of a crater, I don't believe that they do.
All right, well,
And I'm gonna say this very concerned and worried.
there's a path down deeper into the city from up here that we might be able to take, but I'm a little bit, I don't even know how to put it, about trying to figure out exactly where we're supposed to go. Let me check around and see if I can find any of those worm things up here and see if they point in any sort of direction.
Andre is just going to nod at that. But she's having a bit of a worried face, worried expression of what this might entail.
DM, can I please look around the area for worms?
There are no worms around you, even if you were to
There are
roll
no-
an at 20.
There are no worms around me. Even if I were to open up, my extreme perception. So, what's the plan? What's the plan, homegirl? Are we heading down into this pit, or are we trying to make our way around it? Because I can't really tell exactly where the worms are trying to lead us.
I'm kind of assuming we have to go inside.
We can't avoid it in any way.
I mean, I'm more concerned about whether or not the guild is in danger in this point. This crater wasn't created by something natural or natural magic itself. And I'm more concerned about their safety at this point. And this is the last place the worms led up to, so I'm assuming we just kind of have to jump right into it. Obviously, if you're not comfortable with it, I understand, but it's possible someone could be in danger at this moment. And someone
Then
dear to
we
me.
better prioritize that.
Andre is going to nod, and then she's gonna look around for a second as she looks at the place of rubble, and she starts to kind of make a little pile up, like a stack, building up rocks on top of each other in a, obvious someone created this unique way as a way for a notion for Kasaira and Alpheus, if they do come back, will notice and assume a direction as they point forward.
Okay.
And as she does that, she's going to wipe the dirt off her hand and then, climb over towards Rook as well.
Okay. Make me an athletics check.
Can it
You
be-
managed to scramble up.
Okay, thank you.
Oof.
Well, you rolled
This
a
is not
17.
looking good.
I know.
Okay.
Aquin, while you're coming up, would you mind grabbing the pythons? I can just hold the rope at this point for you. I don't think you're gonna be too heavy that you'll drag me down.
The what?
The pythons?
Aquin looks around, really confused.
The things that I stuck into the wall.
Oh, those. Right. They look a little nervous by this suggestion. They look nervous to be doing this at all. But, Aquin's gonna do their best and try to climb up while also taking out the pythons with them.
Okay. You all make it up to the top.
Oh, sweet. I didn't have to roll. Okay.
Well, I mean, if Rook was dragging you up, you really didn't have to do a whole lot. So, as you all make it up to the top, you guys see a path leading down into a hole that is inside of the crater. What do you guys do?
She's gonna look over to Rook. Do you think your ladder can make all the way down that?
You don't know Rook has a ladder because you didn't see that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Never mind. Scratch all of that I just said.
What ladder are you talking about, by the way?
Yeah, I don't know.
I have literally no idea what ladder you're talking about.
You know, that's why I said scratch that. Okay. Andre's gonna kind of look perplexed, and she's gonna grab one of the dirt or rubble and chuck it down to listen to see how far deep it is.
It hits the ground almost immediately. It's not like a massive. I mean, it's a pretty big crater, but it's only about like 20 feet to the ground.
Yeah, you said that there was a path that we could take down deeper, right?
Yeah.
Rook will just kind of lightly tap Andre on the shoulder and say, "It's your mission. Therefore, it is your decision, whatever we're doing. But while Kasira is gone, think of me as your personal meat shield for the time being."
Thank you. I'm pretty frail myself, so having someone big and, a little more bulky than myself is really good to have on hand.
It's I'd prefer that I get smacked to either of you, because that goes for you too, Aquan.
Oh, right.
There's a path down there, right? We can just follow that and see where that leads us.
I think so, at least.
All right, just be high on alert. We don't really, I haven't gone through this way, so obviously I don't really know what's going to happen next. So if we can just be stealthy and quiet and, be ready for anything at this point, I think that's the best. And she's
Sounds
gonna
like
say
a
this very
plan.
hesitantly. She's not quite sure herself.
Rook hears the word stealthy and looks between his two companions and says, maybe you've tuned it out at this point, but I jingle like bells heralding the winter solstice man himself whenever I walk through the chainmail. So if y'all want to maybe distance yourselves a little bit from me, if we're trying to be sneaky, then that might be for the best.
Andre's gonna kind of look at him, look at his chain mail or his armor, and then back at him, look at his armor again, look at him, and just kind of let out a little sigh and just say, "It's, I think we'll be fine." Before
right.
Stepping forward and following the path.
Yeah, I'd rather stay together if we can.
Understood.
You guys begin making your way down the path, going basically into the crater along it. And eventually you guys arrive at the front of the hole. What do you guys do?
How deep is the hole?
It's not like a hole going down, it's just a hole like into the wall of the crater itself. So it's just like a pathway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I figure that I'll probably take point unless either y'all want the privilege.
I'll just be right behind you. I won't be more than 2 steps away.
Sounds good.
You guys begin to hear a sound of footsteps coming from the hole.
Andre kind of ready herself just in case.
They're slow footsteps, only one at a time. In front of you guys stands a man, about 5'10", human. Blood dripping down from his skull. He looks to you and says, "Run." and he collapses to the ground. Dead.
Oh, he's dead immediately.
Does Andre recognize this man?
Yes, you do. He is, at the time, a relatively new recruit, but probably has gotten a little bit seniority at this point.
Andre is going to walk over towards him and just kind of look down at him as she kneels over. Is there anything on him that is like either a signal of who he was or a name or anything along the lines?
There is nothing on him. He doesn't even look to be wearing armor. He's wearing probably like sleeping clothes, pajamas. But there's one very glowing detail that you can now see. His back is full of scratch marks as if scratched by a human hand. What do you guys
Andre
do?
is going to let out a deep sigh, a painful sigh of that, as she kind of like grabs a rag from her little pouch and kind of wipes the dirt off of his face, trying to clean him off a little bit, wiping away the blood, as she slowly lays him down, leaving the rag over his face, and kind of closes her eyes for a moment and holds herself. This shouldn't have happened to you. I'm sorry, dear friend. And she's gonna stand up before looking at the rest of the party with a painful look in her face. We need to figure out what happened to this man.
Well, realistically, my first guess at least is undead of some sort. Can I hit a divine sense actually, DM?
Yes. Just
Anything with
give me one
any
second.
celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
By the way, Rook, wait, hold on, let me just make sure of this.
Hmm?
Hold on. By the way, we did level up last session.
Yeah, I did it already. Should my or Kasyra told me, is my HP still lowered by the same amount that it was last session, or did we kind of reset?
It would still be lowered by the same amount.
Okay, let me just mark that real quick.
Yeah, the only reason I ask is because your D&D Beyond character does not look to be leveled up.
Oh,
Just
right. I'm keeping most of my stuff on paper, but let me do that real quick while we're investigating stuff.
It's just that way I have a little bit of something I can check, but it's fine.
That makes total sense. Just for your sake of sense, I just took an ASI and got my strength up to a +4.
Okay. Okay. Okay, and then you used Divine Sense, which allows you to detect undead, being one of them. As you look, so you kind of put out your feelers, do you get to tell exactly where they are?
If they're not behind total cover.
In this case, I think it would be considered total cover, but I will tell you that you sense an amount of undead in front of you.
Well, that confirms it. I hit it right on the nose. There are undead in front of us. Not too far.
Should we be ready for a fight?
I'm thinking that they're within 60 feet, Andre, and they're within 60 feet, Andre and Aquin. If y'all just want to start firing.
Well, what if there's other people trying to make their way out? I don't want to hurt anyone.
Realistically, I think that if there are undead within 60 feet of us, and there would also people, they are either too hurt to scream or would be screaming right now.
Andre looks very perplexed, or she just feels really uncomfortable in this moment. She's kind of scared, just what this might mean and what this might entail. I don't think it's right to just shoot willy-nilly, and I only have so much magic within me I can use. Would it be alright if we venture forward a little more, see what's going on?
Well, how about, do you have anything to create light?
I have a torch.
All right. Well, then in that case, Rook will light Rook will light a torch and toss it probably about probably about 50 feet into the opening.
Okay. You see a room. There's nothing inside the room.
There are in fact undead within that room.
You guys have been summoned. I wait for everything to load in for you. You guys are in the
Oh.
bottom left of the board.
Alright.
There we go. So whatever is in that next room, there is in fact some sort of undead close by. So we need to be making sure that we're moving forward extremely cautiously.
Andre nods.
Got
Do you
it.
want to take first point?
That's the
Or shall
plan. And Rook will just start.
You can,
climb on top of the
right-click-
door. Apparently,
You can right-click doors and to open or close them.
I would prefer to just walk over them because I'm that guy.
Can Andre roll stealth?
Sure, if you'd like.
Can I roll stealth, DM?
Okay, Andre is not
Sure.
very stealthy at the moment.
You have disadvantage, correct?
Oh, yes, I do. Can I roll two at the same time?
Sure. You
Wait,
can
wait,
on.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yes, I just figured it out. Here we go.
Into the
Nat
void.
20s right here. Okay,
Two.
so that's gonna be a 2 total.
So,
Aquin, can you roll as well?
yeah, sure.
So we got a 7, we got a 2, and we got an 11.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah. So,
We are not stealthy. We are not a stealthy bunch.
Well, I mean, hey, I got a +3, but that doesn't really help.
Mine
much.
is technically an 8 DM, by the way.
okay. So we got a 14, a 2, maybe a little bit more. I mean, still, the 2 is gonna be. So as all of you guys are like, okay, we gotta be stealthy. Rook, you take one step, you stub your toe, and you just say, "Fuck," just really loud.
Okay,
And,
watch out for whatever I just hit my toe on. That did not feel great.
Well,
And, Endre, you're like, you take out your any form of weapon you have, like, okay, I gotta make sure I'm ready, and you drop it, and it just goes clang on the ground. And Aquin, you're not like making any mistakes, but you just hear all of this, and you kind of just sigh a little bit.
They're flinching with each thing. They're terrified. So the sigh was more of relief than of like disappointment.
Okay, so, goddamn, I closed the. Okay, give me 1 second.
You said that there is nothing in this room,
In this
right?
room, yes. As you guys do look around this room, a number of things begin to stand out to you immediately. This place was raided, and it wasn't raided too long ago, for the torches are still burning and the table is still on fire. There are weapons on the ground, and there's a large quantity of blood as well. Someone here was clearly killed, in fact, multiple peoples, and they were using this table as a way to stop the intruders from getting in. Beyond that, we're not sure what happened.
Andre has a very worried, shaken expression amongst her face. As she's obviously prepared for the worst, but still hoping for dear Lord the best.
So, by the way, Rook, I did just
Uh.
take a look at what your abilities do.
Okay.
There's nothing for if they're behind cover. You know the exact location of every undead within 60 feet of yourself.
Oh, seriously? I was so certain that I had
Uh,
like cover mitigations.
As a bonus action, you can use your awareness to detect the creatures for the next 10 minutes or until you have the incapacitated condition. You know the location of any of those creature types within 6 feet of yourself and know its creature type. Within the same radius, you can also detect the presence of any place or object that has been concentrated or desecrated as the hollow spell. So yes, you know
Oh.
all of the locations of any creature within 60 feet. So
The
Yeah.
disconnect is I'm using 5e rule, or I was using 5e rules for Divine Sense, which is total cover bound.
2014 or 2024?
So
2014.
this confirms Rook has aimbot.
True. Which
So,
DM, I will briefly just specify with you. Sorry to keep interrupting you, by the way. I
it's fine.
promise I'm not doing it on purpose. You told me that I could kind of decide whether I wanted to use 2014 or 2024 rules when I was making my character, and I absolutely chose 2014 because I want to be able to smite more than once per turn.
Okay.
So if you want me to use the 2014 Divine Sense, that's fine. But if you rule that I can use this one, then that's great.
I'll allow you to use this one because that's what the whole entire dungeon was based around. So, yeah.
Oh, cool.
But you saw that giant circle, right?
Yes.
So, hold on, I'm just gonna put it back really quick. So, this is exactly 60 feet. So, if you want to just zoom out on the map a little bit and just kind of look where all the enemies are.
Yeah,
If I'm not mistaken, there are 2 within the radius.
I believe so. So then as Rook is getting to the middle of this room, he's gonna put his hands to the ground again, and as he does so, he closes his eyes for a moment. You would see Rook kind of just take a deep breath and stand back up, kind of channeling this same sense through his feet at this point, since he doesn't wear shoes canonically. And he will point directly ahead and directly to the left of him, and he'll say there are 2 undead, one in front, one to the left.
Oh, she kind of looks confused, but also like mainly just confused of how he knows this, and she's gonna tilt her head at that. How are you sure about that?
I can feel it, and smell it, and kind of taste it a little bit. That's the worst
gonna-
one.
Let a little out gag, like response, like. Ugh. Just. Do you know what type, or if one's worse than the other?
I just know they're undead. I also know that you have any sort of like, some fiendish blood in you, based off of this. One of them just said banana.
To those who
Wait.
get the joke.
Oh yeah.
I'm not
that's
though.
blown.
Oh, I see, I see.
Bad to the
Oh, now I get it.
Yeah, that's what it meant. It's like, all right, Rook, it's your call. I trust you the most.
All right.
Also, you, Aquin, by the way. She's gonna say this. No, don't come back.
Known this guy for 2 days. Already getting more clout than me. Let's see. DM,
Yes.
I can see the map. I don't want to metagame and know which way is the correct way, so I'm just gonna roll for it.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
We'll say evens. Evens, we go up. Odds, we go right. We going up.
That's up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's just the way that my camera's positioned, I guess. Right before I go through this door, I am going. Rook will just kind of whisper under his breath a spell, and the short sword that he is wielding will begin to glow with radiance as he casts Divine Favor on it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna just go.
Okay. Roll initiative.
Ooh, a solid 7. Oh wait, I forgot. In game.
That is, a
Never mind.
16.
So all of you guys are going first.
Awesome.
With my dirty 20
see-
for real.
You see standing in front of you. I only rolled a 9. So yeah. But in front of you guys stands a skeleton holding a shield and a sword, and he looks at you. He does not have a facial expression because he's a skeleton, but he looks at
No
you.
shit.
I can tell what he's feeling. It's rage.
I understand this guy to my core.
I am him.
He is me.
He is
The
me.
subtitles really are-
Just so that y'all don't have to waste any spell slots, I can just smack first, and then you can do whatever you need like after that, if that works.
Sure. If the DM allows it.
That's fine.
All right, here we go. I think it disappeared. Here we
Try it
go.
on the board this time.
Don't throw it too far into the void.
Okay, so that's gonna be like a dirty 20 to hit.
You hit.
Nice.
Roll for damage.
Does it radiant damage matter?
Yes.
Okay, this is what paladins are made for. This is it.
Skeleton Pog.
This is the whole deal.
You
I don't
will
know if
absolutely
there's a
destroy the skeletons and zombies who are the weakest monsters in the game with 5,000 damage.
Yes.
And
Wait,
negate their
does,
only fucking ability.
does piercing and slashing damage matter?
No.
Okay. Okay, so we're looking at 3 radiant damage and 9 piercing damage.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
Alright, buddy.
I just want to blow a hole in this thing's skull.
Okay. Are you punching or slashing?
I am using my short sword, so I am just straight piercing.
Okay.
I just
A hole
What?
gets bored through straight in between his eyes. And the skeleton collapses. Sad
imagine-
banana noises.
I just imagine Rooks looks behind him and Aquin and Andre are like in a ready position to fight, but they look astonished at this point of just like his pure strength and just what occurred as they just like lower themselves slightly.
I think realistically, Rook being a paladin is just very used to having to kill undead one way or another. And so I think it would have just been Rook opens up the door, walks straight over to this guy, just, and then just, all right, let's go.
Okay.
Looks back to the two of you.
Alright, and she's gonna lower herself slightly.
Do we want to deal with the undead that is now behind this door, or do we want to go to the other door? Or the other door?
I mean, it's up to you, but I feel like one way or another that undead is gonna get out. And he might cause havoc amongst everyone else.
I think that's a fair point.
So
And
if
I go
you
through the
wanna-
door.
She didn't even finish her sentence.
You gave him an
You
order.
can open
and
the
good
doors.
service.
You guys just keep running over the doors. Okay, we're gonna keep initiative, and this guy's gonna roll. He's going last.
Here I go. Punching again.
You're gonna punch him or slash him?
Slash him.
Okay.
No, okay.
I think you hit. For some reason.
Maybe a little bit. 3 radiant damage and then 10 piercing.
Aquin, you know what this reminds me of? Those like games where in which you go through every single room, killing every single goddamn monster easily just to level up.
We're playing Genocide Run now. This is Undertale.
But
Yeah, you managed to
I
defeat
also
the creature.
love Undertale.
Right, I just blow another hole in this guy's skull and then take a brief look around, realize that there's no path forward, and just kind of like look back to Andre.
Andre instantly notices this chest right in front of them.
Priorities.
She's going to open the chest, but
The
cautiously.
chest is pretty
as
heavy. You have to open it from the front.
Alright, she's going to inspect for any traps or anything of the sorts.
Okay. Roll. What would that be? Insight.
Insight. God damn it! I saw that 18. I saw that 18.
Uh,
Oh, I saw that 18.
The
It
trap
tipped
is
off.
not. The chest is not trapped.
Alright, she's gonna open it.
Okay. So roll dexterity saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Alright.
You manage to dodge out of the way of the poison dart, which comes flying out of the chest.
She's gonna look back at Rook. And then look back into the chest.
Rook is just looking at you with wide eyes like, oh.
So, is there anything in the chest, DM?
Yeah, there's a piece of paper at the bottom of it.
What does it say?
You gonna reach it? You gonna read it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So as you kind of grab it and then start to look at what it says, you start reading. Haha, you thought it was only one trap.
Oh,
Oh no.
I like that.
And the door's gonna close on its own.
Nah.
no.
DM, you know what I'm doing to this door.
So let's. So
God damn it,
what do you guys do?
Go try to beat this door down, brother.
With what?
Hold on 1 second. Let me just double check what all I have. My fists. I'm breaking this door with my fists.
Okay, roll the hit.
Like they're stronger.
It's an object, so
I have a crowbar.
doubling
Andre's
up.
just pulling out a crowbar for him.
Well, we'll see if we get there. We'll see if we get there.
Holy shit.
Oh shit!
You have to roll to
Okay,
hit
so
first. You have to
that's-
roll to hit first. Oh yeah, that
yeah,
was.
yeah. It's an object. So unless you
miss.
state otherwise. Well, okay. So it's a 12 to hit the door.
Oh, so you do hit. Never mind, you do hit.
How high can the door's AC be?
Well, hold on. Actually,
Okay. Okay.
so this is meant to be a trap by the guild.
Okay.
You hit the door, but it does not break through the metal panels which are installed inside of it. You do not break down the door.
Andre's just gonna hand over the
All
crowbar.
right. You know that might work a little bit better. And I'll try to jam the crowbar into the lock and just actually break the door open.
Okay, hold on, give me 1 second. Okay. You managed to kind of jam the crowbar into the door. Roll me a just flat strength to try to break this door open using it.
Okay. Aquan, do you want to help me with this by chance?
Absolutely. Yes. And Aquin comes over and provides some support.
Okay. It's going to be a 13.
Okay. With Aquin's roll, you are able to crack open the door.
Sweet.
Maybe
Okay.
I
That
should
door.
checking mystery chest.
Yeah, we might want to save that for after everything's said and done.
That is true.
All right.
And
What are you-
all of you guys are going to be taking 3 damage.
Oh
Oh.
my god.
Your lungs are starting to burn.
Oh. There's bad air. All right. Well, I'm just gonna go to a different door. I'm just gonna go to a different room at this point. He's gonna go over here.
You can open doors.
He goes over the door though.
I can clearly also go over them. What
Oh,
do
what
you want
happened?
from me?
Just gonna
What
close
just
the door
happened?
behind them.
Where'd everything go? I can't see. Oh.
As you guys enter this room, you see that this room was most likely made for sleeping quarters for the individuals of the guilds, with a couple of chairs and a couple of cots hanging. Outside of that, there is not a whole lot in this room, outside of a small amount of blood on the floor. What do you guys do?
Quick question:
Yes?
is this the same guild, the Crows Guild?
As far
Or
as
is
you're
this a
aware,
separate guild?
you saw a member of the Crows walk out of this place, so you can assume so.
Mhm.
Let's
Andres
see.
just kind of look as if she's reminiscing everything. And what?
Well, I
she
mean, it's not like the
experienced.
same building, keep in mind.
That is true. That is true. But it's more reminiscing the idea, in which she was a part of this guild at one point and
Mhm.
no longer. And she does care about the people who were a part of this guild. And she's gonna shake off that feeling as she continues on, following Rook, but also paying attention to anything that might have been left behind.
Okay.
Uh,
There's not...
ha-
Oh, sorry?
sorry, I was just gonna ask how I did how I do the distance thing so that I could check
Oh,
which
press M.
creatures I am.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I clocked these two guys, I assume.
Yes. Just put it out to the full 60 feet. I'll just do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can detect that there is one in a northern position of you, 2 in an eastern, or actually 4 in an eastern position. And then, are you able to tell power at all?
I don't believe so.
You detect 1 in a northeast position.
As Andre is looking around for any sort of mementos, Rook wiggles his toes and reports all of that.
Andre is just gonna nod as she's starting to feel like a pit in her stomach.
Listen, I'm sure. Sorry, go ahead.
Aquin is just very hesitant to move at all, and is still shocked not only by the situation, but also by the others, the party members with her.
Okay.
Listen, realistically, the stronger members of your organization certainly have to be in here hiding somewhere at the very least.
I know, I'm just. The man we saw earlier, he was relatively a new recruit when I was last there. And obviously would have, moved up in chain, but I'm just worried what else we'll find. I don't know if there's even anything left of the crows. And I hope there's at least something left. And she's gonna say this kind of like looking down with a painful, worried look in her face. Like twiddling her thumb as she looks down.
Brooke will pat her on the shoulder and smile and just say, "We'll find him. There'll be something. I'm certain of it."
She looks up with a slight smile. She doesn't know if she believes him, but she tries to give a hopeful expression.
And then, oh, by the way, DM, Divine Favor, the radiant damage lasts for exactly 1 minute. So please tell me when that should run out.
It's gone at this point.
Damn it. Okay, we'll go. I'm going through this door.
You jump open this fucking door.
You're gonna have
No!
Where'd he go?
No!
Where'd he go?
I brought
Oh,
him
he's
back to the
hurt.
beginning.
Oh,
Hold on, guys. I'm coming back.
No, you're coming back the long way. You're coming back the long way. Use your keys. This
I
is
ain't opening that door.
I have doors for a reason.
I ain't opening those doors, Hendrik.
I got doors for a reason.
I ain't opening those doors. Alright, fine, I'll open this door.
Too fucking bad. Okay, roll initiative. Actually, we're just gonna keep the initiative. You guys rolled pretty good, so I think you'll be happy with that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Well, damn. Okay. So,
what's up with
what
that?
initiative were you guys? Just to make sure.
I think it was
17.
17, 18, 20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this zombie's going last. They rolled a 16 and they're going last.
Oh,
Okay.
baby.
So,
I feel like
first up.
Brooke just walks in with like eyes full of rage and this small dwarven zombie.
So, well, let me. I should probably describe the room first. As you guys enter this room looks to very clearly have been at one point a storage area. However, it has been emptied relatively recently. You're not really sure where everything is. In front of you stands a mutilated corpse. And, Rook, you can sense on the other side of these shelves another one. What do you guys do?
Well, if we just want to keep with this kind of like pseudo shared initiative that I suggested at the start, then I'll just run up and smack this guy. If that's fine with the two of you.
I mean, go for it, dog.
Yeah, Rook, to respond to while I'm rolling, to respond to Andre.
By the way, you have
I think
disadvantage.
Rook, I have disadvantage.
Yes.
Fascinating.
Why does he have disadvantage per se?
I'll explain it when you
Oh
attack.
shoot. Why can't I drag the thing? There we go. All right, so the higher of the two is a 15.
about the
You
lower?
have disadvantage, so lower of the two.
Oh, yeah, sorry, 15. That was the lower.
Okay. Yeah, you hit. But as you were swinging your sword, your muscles did feel substantially weaker than they should be. You're not sure why.
Hate that. I am. Does this happen to be a disease of some kind?
Would you be able to detect diseases?
I am immune to diseases.
Are you immune from poison?
Let me just double check, but I think so. No, I'm only immune to disease.
So yes, you are still affected by it.
Okay, then I will, then, do I still do my normal damage?
Yes.
We're looking at a, 9 piercing damage.
Okay. As you strike this creature, it does not fall.
I figure as much. We don't got the radiance. That's all I can do for now.
Okay. Next up. Which one of you wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Andre is gonna have her thing ready and shoot directly at him with a firebolt.
Okay. Roll the hit.
That is
You
a
miss.
9.
Oh, also,
Well,
that's also a disadvantage.
Okay. I'm assuming there's nothing lower I can get than that. Damn it.
Okay. Yeah, you miss. Goes right past his head. Anything else you can do?
Andrew's kind of look perplexed. And gonna back up slightly.
Yeah, as you
Away.
had cast the spell, you felt like a twinge in your muscle, which kind of maybe threw it off a little bit. You're not feeling great. Aquin, it's your turn.
Gonna hold herself up.
Guys, what's going on?
Not feeling the best.
I'm also not feeling fantastic. I'll see if I can do something about it after we're done with this, but if you could finish this guy off.
I'll try. And Aquin's gonna go up and let's take a good look. Let's see. Crossbow would be disadvantage. Let's do a lovely little ice knife.
Okay. That hits, and you're gonna aim it at him?
Yes.
Okay, give me 1 second. Just gotta... And are you casting at first or second level?
First level.
Okay. You have, disadvantage.
Oh, I gotta roll again. Oh, lovely. Okay. So that's a 22.
You hit. Roll for damage.
Oh shit, that hurts.
That's a 7 damage.
Okay. And then it... And so that is going to have a... And then you're also going to be rolling the other thing for 2d6 for additional cold damage.
Woohoo, I forgot about that part. 9.
And he's going to be rolling... he managed... what's your... Or your spell saves DC is 11, so he manages to dodge out of the way of the second thing. And you did 7 damage originally?
7 plus 9, yeah.
Okay. So the 9 damage does not hit because he dodged out of the way of it.
Okie doke.
So give me 1 moment if you wouldn't mind. Just gotta do something. What the hell? Okay, if I just do this, then this.
What is the DM up to? Shall I be worried?
When aren't we
Okay,
worried?
so you
to be
did
honest?
7 damage. So he needs
Yes.
to roll. He fails. Okay. The zombie falls over, incapacitated.
Good question mark, but knowing you, it's I don't know.
Incapacitated or dead?
As far as you're aware, dead.
All right. I have no
Okay.
reason to worry then.
Then next up is Bear near.
Oh
Right
no!
into the bone.
Bad.
He's gonna whack you, Rook.
My AC is 18.
He misses badly.
I just imagine it like clink, like clink.
While he swings his sword, it accidentally falls to the ground and it makes a very odd banana noise. And then he picks it up.
Banana.
Hey,
Oh my gosh,
that's a reaction. That he can't do that. He may
he's
win
so
a test,
fast.
can't pick it up. There's
He
no
is
level.
banana nano me. He can do whatever the fuck
No,
he wants.
he's so fast. You don't understand. He's got
Yeah,
lightning
come on.
hands.
Yeah.
He's like
He only rolled a nat 1 on the initiative. Rook, I guess you're up next.
I'm punching.
crack your knuckles as you punch.
I'm punching.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, I'm not
And
punching.
this is bludgeoning,
I'm
right?
sorting. This
Oh,
is
okay.
this is piercing. No, well actually, that's a good question. Rook would probably understand that skeletons are weak to bludgeoning damage, but is he willing to use his fists on this? I don't think so. Alright, so the lower of the two is gonna be a 12 to hit.
You miss. You're also
Rook-
feeling even worse now.
Rook with his short sword just shit.
Indra, your turn.
He is going to use magic missile on this dude at a first
Okay.
level.
Okay, roll to hit. Or actually, it automatically hits. Roll for
Yeah, I
damage.
was about to- how many is that? 3.
3 plus 1 each. So in total, it is 3d4 plus 3.
Okay, 3d4 plus 3.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Plus 3, 13. No, wait, 14.
Okay. So all of them whack into him. He's gonna roll. Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
No.
Fuck.
Yes.
That was the exact opposite.
Yes!
That is so funny.
So,
Uh-huh.
At this
he
point,
explodes.
yes, yes, yes.
Andre's
So-
just gonna kind of shout Loki. Did it hit him?
So, you guys know, like, where people are getting shot, they go, like, in slow motion, where it's, like, their arm just, like, exaggeratingly fly backwards as they get hit in the chest.
Yeah.
So the first magic missile hits him in the left pec area, and you see as his left arm goes flying off, shattering against the wall. Then another one hits his right pec area. That flies off, shattering against the wall. And as he starts opening his mouth as if to scream the final magic missile, dives into his mouth, down where his throat should be, into his chest. And he explodes in a beautiful sight of white flakes.
Oh yeah,
Amazing.
I'm here for the magic missile pick. It's probably my favorite first level spell.
It's everybody's favorite first level spell. But Andre's going to kind of hold her stomach as she's feeling worse for wearing now.
Yep.
Are we out of combat for the moment, DM?
Yeah.
Rook, feeling terrible, is going to expend 5 points of lay on hands to neutralize a poison on himself
Okay.
or disease.
Yeah. You get rid of the poison which is affecting you.
Do I feel better?
Oh, you feel so much better. Oh my god.
Ooh. All right. Come here. Let me put my mitts on you. Just for a second.
Andre's kind of holding her stomach as she like looks up, like kneeled over, like a little confused face on her, like on her expression as she's like, mitts?
Yeah, my hands.
I mean your paws.
Racist?
My apologies.
I
Be
also have
better.
hands. Excuse you.
Come on, be better.
I apologize. That wasn't my intention. I'll do better next time.
All right. Well, I'll forgive you this one time, but don't let it happen again.
Of course, of course. I just lay it on me, and she's gonna say this like holding her stomach.
Rook or Aquan, are you also feeling bad?
DM, am I?
Yes.
Oh, well, yes. I guess so.
All right. Well, Rook will take 12 seconds to put his hands on both of you and dispel the poison using
Okay.
10 points of lay on hands.
Do I get health back from this?
No,
Damn it.
absolutely not. It's one or the other.
God damn it.
Your
Uh,
healer's
Come
not-
on, be better.
Be
Uh,
better.
You should know this.
Well, surely Aquan can cast Cure Wounds.
This is true.
Yes, but I only have three. three. I feel like we should wait till next time we get hit. to cure
True.
our wounds.
True, true, true.
True.
All of us only have 3, right?
I have 8 because I took 5 last session from touching Alpheus's hand.
Wait, that's still. Oh. We didn't have a rest since then?
No.
No,
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I mean I'm fine. You know, I still have my max HP is 46, so I'm only down to 38 right now.
Mm.
So
Hey,
I'm
those
chilling.
ain't in-universe numbers. What the fuck are you guys talking about, huh?
This is above table. This is above table. In game.
Listen, there
yeah,
ain't no. Oh yeah, I am. I'm. If I had to rate my pain, it's like a 12 out of 56. Yeah, I'd say that's accurate. That shit ain't happening.
If I would say that I'm feeling. I'm all right. We don't got to worry about healing me just yet, but keep it in your back pocket if you'd be so kind.
Of course.
I like your
Pardon?
word, pretty man. Sorry, I had to.
It's I like your funny words, better man.
Wait, did Rook heal us?
No.
Hey, stop climbing the cabinets.
That was an accident.
Be
Be
better.
better.
Okay,
Is-
my apologies.
I don't think I sense an undead in the next room, do I?
Well, you're not really sure what the room layout is. There are
That is
some
so
undead pretty
true.
close.
That is so true, bestie. We're going.
No.
You run around the corner and then you faceplay into the wall ready to fight the undead.
Oh shit.
Hey!
Wrong way.
Be better.
Sorry.
Be
Stop climbing
better.
walls.
I'm going.
Good job. Good job.
Okay,
Good
roll
job.
initiative.
Oh my gosh.
This time I gotta re-roll initiative fully.
Okay.
Okay.
But my 18.
But my dirty 20.
9.
Oh no.
17.
Thank God.
I
we
like
were
those
back
numbers. I like those numbers.
Oh my gosh, there's 3? There's 3?
You sensed them.
I'm
I'm giving you the ability to look into the next room. Like if you don't use
I
it,
do in fact sense them. You're so right, bestie. You're so right. I'll be better.
yeah, come on. Be better. Okay? It's simple.
Well,
Anyways, I'm
but
gonna
that's
open up.
the catchphrase of this session.
Be better.
Rook, as Hendrik is figuring stuff out, I will look back to you two as I now realize there are 3 dudes in the next room, and I will just hit y'all with the. I'm gonna have to use another spell slot in here, so I'm gonna be down to 1 after this. Or I'm gonna have to use another spell in here, so I'm gonna be able to cast like maybe 1 more before I go to bed.
Andre's gonna look perplexed. It's like, you could have warned us.
I can kill undead really good, but only for about a minute at a time.
Okay, you roll. What was you guys' final numbers?
Oh, I rolled really shitty, so I rolled a 9.
Yes. Okay,
Two.
9.
Two.
I don't think I need to know yours. Rook, what did you roll? Like fully?
17.
No adding to it for initiative?
My dex mod is +0.
Oh, okay. So, we have 1. So you are still better than some, but not all. Okay. So I turn order. It's this guy's turn. Okay.
Where's the epic combat move music?
Oh yeah, I'll turn it back on. What do you guys want? What type of music you guys want?
Beep, 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 beep.
Shouldn't we know the answer to this question, Hendrik?
Huh?
Megalovania.
But there's also a zombie. I mean, that's also copyright.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait.
We can't even
Listen,
play like a cover of it or anything.
Listen,
you can-
copyright's a
wait, wait.
bitch.
What is that one Under 10 song from Sans? Genocide
Oh,
Man?
Megalovania.
Okay, it's a skeleton warrior first.
No.
No.
He is going to move behind the table. And he's going to stab at you, Rook.
Ah.
Fake shield. No.
Does a 19 hit.
Oh my
No.
god.
Yes.
Okay. Wait, no, it's the skeleton archer's turn. That's my bad.
Hey.
Ah,
I
it
did
doesn't count.
everything.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, I'm still using that fucking roll.
No.
Yep, you wouldn't allow it for us. Don't allow it for yourself.
Yeah,
I'm
be
the DM.
better.
I do it.
Be better,
Be better.
DM.
Too.
Do you want me to smite you guys?
Think about it. You could roll a crit if you re-roll. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
That is true. That is very true.
Yeah, and if I
Yeah.
roll a fucking crit, you guys are gonna be pissed.
Nah, I'll take it on the chin. I'll absolutely take it on the chin.
Don't
90%
make me.
of gamblers
Don't make me.
quit before they make the big win.
Don't make me. I
He
will
wasn't
use
there
it.
Before. He was not there.
Don't
I just
make.
know-
Hey, hey. These are my monsters. I can do whatever the fuck I want with them. Okay, I'll re-roll.
Yay!
this out.
Yay.
Nat 20
I
incoming.
yeeted that.
I feel it in my
That's
bones.
Okay,
He
good.
rolled a 16. Yeah, he did this. That's a 19 hit.
Yes.
That was awesome.
You got the same roll.
You take 3 damage
Ah.
as an arrow gets jabbed into your chest. Rook, it is your turn.
My chest. Okay, with as I get jabbed in the chest because I'm turned around talking to my friends. DM, is this giant thing obscuring our vision?
What thing?
This thing.
What are we talking about? The table?
No. Oh, can you guys not see? Oh, you guys can't see whatever the hell this thing is. All right, well, it's gone now. Anyway,
The chunka?
What thing?
I deeply do not know what it was. It might have been a chocolate.
It's your turn.
I am turning around talking to my pals, and I'm like, we're gonna have to steamroll the next few rooms because this only lasts for a minute, and I will cast Divine Favor on my thing again as a bonus action.
Okay.
And then, can I just get like here? Or is the table blocking my path?
You can.
Yeah, the table's kind of hard to tell.
I can get there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm smacking at the zombie.
Okay.
Because that guy, he ain't with it. Oh, that's a 9.
You miss. Your axe hits the
Phew.
floor, or your whatever you're using clanks off the
Short
floor.
sword.
Does not hit.
I'm
Is that the end of your
punching
turn?
down. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Skeleton over here is going to make an attack against you.
Uh,
Oh, it was
Does it-
almost a 1. Did you all see that? Did you all? Okay.
Yes, I know. He misses.
he does indeed.
It's the zombie's turn. He's about to
I'm
get his
looking
revenge.
forward. No, revenge for
Yeah,
what?
Does
Rig,
a 21
rig,
hit?
rig.
Does a 21 hit?
Theoretically, I guess.
Theoretically, my ass. It fucking hits. You're gonna be taking... Ooh, that's 9 damage.
Okay, well that one stings a bit.
Owie.
As you just get
Owie zowie.
gut punched.
Ugh. Ow.
Andre, it's your turn.
So seeing what's happening here and him kind of being surrounded, Andre's gonna cast right behind them, like in this. How do I do the little thingy again? Like here. Okay, like click it. How do I click it? How do I do this? How do you do the circle thingy?
Press M, click, and then move.
Oh, he's gonna cast something right here.
You can
Right
also
behind
press 3 after you press M to figure out an exact distance.
Oh. Let me see how far this is. Give me a second.
And you can press 2 in order to make a cone.
What?
And you can press 1 to make a cube.
Holy
All right,
crap.
yeah, we get.
Oh my
this, we
god,
get
crazy.
Oh, wait,
Wow.
it's a 10 foot, so this is 10 feet. Wait, is it?
So
10
anyway,
feet?
this stream is sponsored by Tailspice.
Oh, it is 10 foot. I feel like 10 feet is so big. What the fuck? Yeah, it says 10 feet. 10-foot radius.
Oh, then that's 5 feet. This is how big it is.
That's 5 feet, though.
10-foot
Ah.
radius. This is... Wait, no, 10-foot radius. So yeah, no, it would be this.
Yeah. I feel like this is.
I thought it said-
huge.
Well, it's accurate.
Damn. Okay, I'm not gonna do that, but that's actually very interesting to know.
For which spell?
I was gonna use chatter, but I was also like so confused of why that's so big, but I forgot we're in like a tiny room. So
Well, you could hit
Yeah.
all of them. You would just also hit me.
yeah.
Do it.
Well, that's the thing of avoiding.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
You never know how far you can succeed unless you do it.
Okay, I feel like this is supposed to be an intense.
Some of
session
you
right
may
now.
die, and that is a risk I am willing to take.
I'm willing to take this risk.
Stop it! Stop it! Don't give
Rook,
me
are you
ideas.
willing to die for this?
I'm willing to die for the cause.
Stop! I'm
Do
getting
it.
anxiety. No.
Do it. Then choose what you're going to do, but do it.
Rook. By the way, how much health do you have?
I can't answer that, or else the
No.
DM will get mad at me.
I will decrease health if anyone starts doing that shit.
Alright, I was
I'll
just-
decrease whatever you divulge.
I'm
I-
not
I-
bloody.
I-
I'm not
okay.
bloodied yet, but
Alright,
like
but you
I
will
am-
be bloody if I hit you. By the way, because that's
Oh,
a 3d8.
absolutely. But
Do it. I succeed the save. I do it every time.
It's a Constitution save.
My constitution is +3. I get there.
Hey,
oh my.
Your
my
constitution's only
good.
+2.
My
your
constitution
constitution
good,
is only
Hardy.
+2 now for the next save. This is actually
Oh,
happening. You ain't fucking doing that shit with me.
Rook, if
What if
you
I said
really
no?
Rook, if you
What if I said,
want me
ah,
to-
too bad?
Rook, if you want me to do it, I'll do it. But if not, that's fine. It's just the bit is getting too much for me. My head is hurting.
Oh, I mean, it's up to you. I will genuinely take it if you want to swing it.
I will not swing it. Maybe next one. Maybe he'll take that chance. Maybe Rook says something low-key racist on accident. We'll see.
That would be my vengeance, if anything.
That is true. She is going to. My head hurts now. What the fuck? Oh my god.
So what do you guys do? Or what do you do?
Sorry, that was just too funny. I lost my train of thought.
I'm just cosplaying.
DM, I see you in chat. Don't think I don't have the messages muted.
Listen. Me, the DM, and everybody else are just cosplaying a scheming eunuch. Don't worry about it.
Andre's just gonna cast Firebolt at the. None of them got damaged, right?
No.
Alright, she is gonna cast. Again. Fucking god, I'm gonna kill everyone around me except for my party members. She is going to cast. God, I hate everyone. Shatter. No, she's gonna catch magic missile. Oh, I did not mean to click that.
I thought you were going to be based for a second.
Based? What does that mean?
Based?
Yeah.
You know, like, you cannot tell me that you're not up with your internet lingo. We don't have time for me to explain based.
DM. My head.
Listen, because we do need to get this over with soon, and this combat
Alright,
is the
yes.
last thing before we
Alright,
switch.
Firebolt. She's gonna use Firebolt on the freaking
On
nearest
which-
zombie.
Okay, roll to hit.
Alright, that does a
You hit, so
22
roll for
hit.
damage.
Alright, what the fuck is the damage for this? I think it was 10. I don't think it was a 10. Let me double check.
You deal 2 damage.
Alright,
Is there
that's
anything
two
else you can
damage. Yes, but you know, I need a refresh, so yeah.
Aquin, your
She
turn.
is-
Woohoo! Okay.
You heard
So
my
based
brain.
on what I heard from the pain, I'll cast Cure Wounds on Brooke here.
That has a range of touch.
Oh shoot, you're right. Okay, hang on. Are we doing diagonals?
Yeah.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. I'll just go over here. And go ahead and give a touch.
Wait, listen, hold on. Before you do it. You also have Shatter.
Oh. You could do it. You can do it, Aquin. You can make the funniest decision.
Stop it with the shatter. I hate that now. I don't want to use it anymore. What is it?
Do it. Do it. Look at the chat.
I would assume.
Uh,
Don't tell me the chat is saying it.
just let me keep the guy, man. I'm using a first level spell, so that's 2d8 plus 1.
If Gil does not do it, and she does not, they do not succeed in attacking or something, Andre will use shatter.
Until you healed Rook this turn?
How much did
Okay.
I regain?
14.
14?
Goddamn.
Gosh, dang. I'm looking good.
Okay. Next up. The Skeleton Man. Now he is close, so he is not going to be shooting you. He's going to be whacking you with his bow.
He can try.
Does a 15 hit?
A 15 does not hit.
Damn.
Okay. Your turn.
I'm smacking at Mr. Skeleton now. He's earned my ire. Does a 12 hit the skeleton archer?
Yes, it does. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't. Never mind. It doesn't.
Liar.
I am so sad.
Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Yep, I'm done.
Okay.
We ain't level 5 yet.
Skeleton does a. Yes, it does.
He's gonna lose like 20 HP.
You're gonna be taking 4 damage.
Oh.
Oh,
Next, zombie. He's going to be attacking you. He actually has advantage because you are being flanked.
Wait, we're using
Does
flank?
a. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Does
Keep
a
that in
17 hit.
Nope.
Okay. Andre, do it.
So, damn it.
Do it.
Fine.
Do it.
Fine. Andre is going to use it, but she's going to not focus
Yes.
on Aquid. So she's gonna do it right. Not there. I'm gonna move that slightly.
Yeah, you could definitely get it so that it doesn't hit Aquin.
That's
Right-
boring.
right here.
Right in the middle. Come on, hit everyone.
I'm not
Hit your,
hitting
walk
Aquid.
forward and then hit yourself as well.
I like
Okay.
the way this guy thinks.
I like your words, funny man. She's gonna use
here, let me
shatter.
just.
It's I like your funny words, Magic Man.
She's gonna yell sorry, Rook, and then cast shatter.
Okay.
Destroying the saving throw. Check this
Okay,
shit
could you
out.
write
It's-
could you do let's read shatter really quick. Each creature
Shatter.
within a 10-foot radius sphere must make a constitution saving throw.
Yes.
They take half damage if they save.
Okay.
And I'm
And they need to
saving.
roll for Andre, your spell save DC.
They need a succeed on a 14.
Okay.
Natural
And
20 coming up right here. I fail miserably.
Oh no.
I'm accidentally kill Rook.
So
Oh,
we have
no!
2 that succeed, 1 that fail.
Okay.
For the sake of ease, the zombie is going to fail, so you guys can hopefully kill him.
Why is it going so slow? Why are the dice flying in the air?
I'm just
Where are
gonna,
they going?
I'll just roll for you, I guess.
No, I want to roll it.
Okay. Roll then.
Okay.
9 damage.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Hey,
My body. I'm still not bloodied.
thank God.
Okay. So as this zombie in front of you gets slammed by it, he falls over. Only to open his eyes again and stand back up.
Hey, that's a action as well.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Andre is going to use one of her sorcery thingies. Sorry, my head is hurting, low key. It's gonna cast. Does she have Quicken Spell? I'm double checking this really quickly. I think she does. I cannot. I'm dyslexic. I cannot read this. Oh yes, Quicken Spell. And she is going to cast Firebolt on the one zombie.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Okay, does a 20 hit.
Yes, you hit. Roll for damage.
Alright. And I believe that's a 10. 6.
Okay, you kill the zombie.
Yay!
He got up and got back right down.
I get no.
You
oh,
said
wait, that's
sit.
copyrighted.
I imagine Andre casts his shatter, sees the zombie get back up, looks there at her, and she gets scared and just just automatically like a reaction. Not reaction, but
I'm going to
Just give me 1
interrupt
second.
you. Aquan, it's
And-
your turn. We do need to go a bit quick.
Okie doke. Let's end
Do it.
this.
Do
Oh
it.
yeah.
You can
hold on.
only hit those two if you want to. Do
It's-
it.
I
oh yeah,
can-
that is true.
I can
Do
what?
it. Use shatter. Hit. You can only hit both of those if you want to. You can also purposely
Okay.
hit Rook if you want to.
I don't think I want to hit Rook, but thank you anyway.
You could hit
no.
all. If you do it right, you could hit everyone, including
Ah.
yourself.
That
Oh, no.
sounds like
Not
a
fresh.
great plan. Let me think about that real quick.
Yeah, this kind of feels like railroading right now. I don't
Yeah.
know.
This seems like
I will smite you. Does that help?
Yeah. I've changed my mind.
You know what? Sure, yeah, okay, I'll cast Shatter. Uh-huh. We're doing the thing. We're doing the thing. We're doing the
Okay,
the
they're both gonna
Hooray.
roll. They both succeed. You roll for half damage, but roll for the entire amount anyways. So 3d8.
3d8. Gotcha. 1, 2, 3. Oh, how do I get Oh, there we go.
oh wow.
You rolled very well. Damn. Just gonna. Okay, congratulations. You guys have beat the enemies.
Yay!
That took
And with
a lot
that-
longer than it needed to be.
And with that, get the fuck out of my channel. Go to the murder
Bye-bye.
den.
Hendrik,
For real? That's the end?
I will write down for whenever we pick up next that I have 7 more rounds on my spell.
Okay. Okay.
Have a good night.
See you
Have a
later.
good night. Okay, now I'm all alone. Hi guys. All the nerds are gone. So how y'all doing? Oh, the nerds are back. Goddamn.
Hello.
Hello.
What's good?
Why hello there?
Hello, hello. Long time no see.
Yeah, I know.
See we lost.
Okay, so yes, let's go back to the other board.
Find my present. Stuff should be hidden.
Let's go over to Dice Roller. Get away from that spooky dungeon. Also, don't worry about what I was spamming in the chat earlier about asking you guys to say "do it" over and over again. It's not that big of
Uh-huh.
a deal.
Totally. Not worried about that at all.
Oh, it's nothing.
Right. Nothing leads
Yeah.
to something. Mhm.
Howdy, chat. By the way, we're back.
Hi.
Yeah, we got some of these nerds back. You know, the usual. Okay.
It's time for the better part of the session.
Wow, shade. That's crazy.
I mean, realistic.
Wow.
So,
Ain't no mercy.
you guys find yourself walking away for it's. Hold on, I gotta put a mental reset. I broke Endreba.
Did you?
Yes.
Awesome. We love to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
How did
You guys
how did
find
she
your-
take it?
It was very funny. You guys are gonna have to rewatch
Lovely.
the episode later, or at least they'll tell you about it. Also, if I ask you guys to spam, do it. Do it.
Okay.
But anyways, you guys find yourself walking away from the rest of the party. What do you guys do?
I guess I'll start finding the closest way back towards my workshop.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Just path you need to take. Yeah, after maybe an hour or 2 hours, you manage to make your way back up to the surface. And you know roughly where you are, so you start heading back to your workshop.
Kasira will sluggishly follow behind Alpheus and eventually just like match his pace, and she'll have just kind of just like this glum, dull look in her eyes, and as she's looking down at the statue. Before they left, the stuff that Tails had, did she get a hold of that, or is that also turned into stone?
Everything that was on her person, except for the piece of paper, had turned to stone.
Gotcha. Okay. Kasaya would then, after, resurfacing and everything, she'll just look around and just kind of had just feeling just out of place at the moment, as she just feels like all this energy around her and the buzz with the townsfolk and everything, and she'll just kind of like hang her head a bit low, and she'll look to Alpheus and say, "Do you really think that there's a mage out there that can reverse all of this?"
There's a mage for pretty much anything nowadays. I'm sure it shouldn't be too hard to find a mage to undo this.
Do you think we'd be able to find one in Everstone?
Potentially. If not, well, I'm sure they wouldn't be too hard to go out and find one.
I just don't understand how he was able to turn her to stone when he was gone. And why it took so long.
Angel is a man with many mysteries. I hope we'll be able to find out a few of those. And maybe once we find that out, we should be able to turn her back.
It just still doesn't make any sense to me at all that he got involved with Kinnaman. It simply cannot be true. I just don't understand how he got connected there.
Maybe somebody paid him to. He doesn't seem like the type to do anything without the right payment.
Kinnaman doesn't involve themselves in worldly affairs. We're far off from Everstone, and when we help others, it's usually the only kingdom we have helped is Doloros. But we're not very just known, I guess, but what could he possibly want from her?
Like I said, maybe he just wants nothing. As far as we know, somebody paid him to do that. It could be somebody very well within your own town. I don't know much about your current affairs or the affairs of your town or people, but not everybody has good intentions.
So you think he's probably on some weird fucking power trip?
Whoever hired Angel, I do believe, but I don't think, as far as I know, Angel is just a one piece to the puzzle here.
I mean, from what I gathered, I feel like he wouldn't want to take orders from anyone but himself. I don't know what he'd gain, but I'm going to find out. And I hope that she's with him. And I hope I can figure out a way to undo this mess.
You guys continue walking, eventually making your way over to Alpheus, your home. What do you do?
My home or the workshop? Last I checked, the workshop was the closer one.
Your workshop. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Okay. All right. We should be here. Want to pat my clothes and my backpack. Shh, Shit. Oh, fuck, I forgot I did that.
Did what?
I burned the key to the workshop.
You burned. Why? How?
What did you think I used to try to enter the workshop down there?
Right.
Alright, okay. You might need. Why don't you set her down over there? And I think the both of us are just gonna have to try to break it down. I'll have to fix it later.
Are you sure? I mean, I could
Yeah,
probably use a blade of mine and try to just unlock it somehow. I mean, I've never really broken up a door that way.
or hold on, I think I might have some thieves' tools or something. Let me double check. Yes, I should have them. Let me try picking it first, then. If not, I
Why?
guess me and you'll have to.
She'll raise a brow at Alpheus. Why exactly do you have those tools?
I'm proficient in many tools.
Uh-huh.
It's not uncommon for thieves' tools to be one of them.
Right.
You have your secrets, I have mine. We'll just leave it at that.
She'll kind of like look away. Fair enough.
Alright, I'm gonna try to pick the lock at the very least.
So as
What
you
should I-
kind of push your thieves' tools into the door, it feels off, as if the door is already unlocked.
I turn the handle slowly.
It clicks open.
I'm gonna look over to Kasaira. This door's unlocked. I never leave it unlocked.
Is thievery common around this place?
Not as far as I know. Prepare yourself at the very least.
I can try, but I'm just both of my hands are, and she'll look down and just fully on carrying the statue of her friend.
Just leave her outside.
Leave her outside, but what if someone tries to... I don't know.
The thievery's not that common in here. There are more guards than much.
Okay. She has a really, bad feeling within her, and you can see it on her face very clearly as she sets down the statue carefully by the door, and she'll draw her greatsword.
If you guys just want to click on my picture in the top left of the screen.
Or if you just go straight east, you should be able to find it. Oop, that was supposed to be covered. Alright.
Where exactly is this image?
If you go directly east.
You can also click on
Or
the
just
character image that
Yeah.
I'm hovering over.
Is this on Tailspire?
Yes.
You see the profile
on?
pictures?
Yes.
Click on the Alpheus
Well-
one.
I see. Okay, there we go. Oh! Oh my goodness.
As you guys step into your lab, Alpheus, would you like to describe it for me before I tell you what's wrong?
So, as you enter Kasaira, you see a lot of pipes, a lot of tubes. You see, most notably, a few elemental, or the mega, or not the mega, the elemental in the front, who is powering the majority of this lab, whether it be light, fire, warmth, or the forge that's right in front of us. And on a few of those pipes, you can see some small crystals growing off of them. Aside from the various other tools and lab equipment and everything else you see.
Kasara will stand there in amazement for just a brief moment of time before her eyes land on where the crystals are currently growing out of, and her eyes will slowly move more forward and set on the fire elemental, and her nose will kind of like wrinkle up into like a look of confusion and a bit of just disgust, and she'll look over to Alpheus. Aren't those beings conscious?
We'll focus on that later. Something's not right.
You think
So
someone
I don't-
hiding out here?
the difference between Alpheus, what you described, and Cassira, what you see, or rather both of you see, is the blood that is spewed on every surface, writing names which only you recognize, Alpheus. And in front of you, written on the elemental's cage, are 3 letters. K-E-Y.
Fucking hell. Of course he did.
Angel was here, wasn't he?
What I'm more concerned about is whose blood this is.
You don't think your family got involved, do you?
I'm hoping at the very least. No, I'll have to check.
Is there any way you can contact them quickly?
There are no phones in your era of D&D, is there?
There is none. There are sending
Okay.
stones, but you would not have one.
No, I would need to check on them in person. Oh, fuck.
Okay, well, you're not gonna break under his heel, are you? This probably isn't your family's blood. This can just be someone he sacrificed in order to send a message.
Alright. Yeah, I'll have to clean this all up later. Be sure to bring your friend in.
Okay.
While I check everything to make sure everything's at least fine.
Okay. And Cassira will exit quickly to pick up the statue before coming back in.
Okay, yeah, you grab the statue. Alpheus, nothing else seems to be even touched in your lab.
This is fun. You can set her down on the couch over there.
Okay, does anyone else come in here?
As far as I know, I'm the only one with the key.
Your family doesn't venture in here at all?
My mom might have a key, but I've never seen her come down here ever since my father passed away.
I'm sorry for your loss.
It's fine, he passed away a while ago.
Do any other family members tinker? Do what you do? Make those weapons?
For the most part, it was just me and him. I only learned the trade after he died.
I see.
My sister's mother, as far as I know, they don't know too much about it.
Where exactly do they live?
Top side of Everstone.
The top side?
I'm not sure if there's a specific street DM if you want to say that or anything. But
It's
just on
just
the
gonna
top.
be on. It's gonna be on the first level of Everstone. So I mean, on the mountain, just on one of the more dwarven inhabited areas.
Yeah, just top side of Everstone. Closer to all the dwarven families.
Huh. What do they do, since they didn't really take up your father's work?
I think my 2 eldest sisters are currently trying to start their own bakery. Topside. I'm not entirely sure what my mother does. I think she helps out every once in a while. As for the youngest, I think she's currently in her studies.
Hmm. Well, that's sweet what they're doing, especially with your mother helping out the public. Very admirable. I didn't take you for kind of a girls-only family. It's sweet, actually.
Having I don't know. I've only been raised mainly around women for the most part. My father, though he was there, wasn't there too often, so it was just mainly me and my sisters.
Was he too busy up in this place?
As far as I know, he spends most of his time here, but after reading some of these few pages that we recently found, turns out he was involved in a lot more than I thought he was.
She'll frown just a little bit and say, well, we're figuring out along the way. And she'll glance over to her right and see the crystals and make a face. Is there any other couch I can put her on? Is there other couches in here?
As far as that should be the only couch, unless you want to put her. Maybe we can put her in a box over by the corners to hide her in. Most of them are empty, so.
I feel bad putting a friend in a box. I'm just paranoid about those crystals growing farther inside in here. Maybe I can just sit her down near the top, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay. And she'll make her way up, and she'll pause for a second and stop at where this little book and, like, potions, something in there. And she'll call over, you tinker in this magic too?
Honestly, some of the stuff here I'm not even sure how to use. I was just some of the stuff my father left behind.
Really?
I've tried, or I can't remember the word, tinkered a bit with it, but I don't really know how that stuff works.
Huh. Okay. And she'll peek over. Is there anything in this book that says anything about crystals or stone or anything?
It's a book that's just called The Age of Heroes.
Hmm.
It is incredibly old, and you've never seen it before.
Okay.
Alpheus, you've seen this book before, but I don't think you've ever bothered to read it. It's more of like a history book than anything.
Alright. Last I checked, that book was a small history book. I haven't gotten around to reading it.
Well, it's definitely something about heroes, but
Would you like
if
to
I'm
read it?
being honest, Kasara will hesitate and first just take her friend up the stairs and just think about the book along the way. And her thoughts get blurred as she's continuously thinking about how this all unfolded and how quickly it happened and how she could let Tails out of her sight and how she failed in protecting her, and her brows will begin to just knit together into like a furrowed kind of angry look, and she'll set her down and she'll place a hand on her shoulder and say, I'll bring you back. I'll find a way, I promise. And I'm sorry if you can hear me. And she'll remove her hand slowly and then walk back with a very she's walking with just a very kind of like sturdy, determined look in her face. But her pace seems to kind of like have this energy of just anger. And she'll pause by the table and glance over back at it. Do you mind if I like look through a page just to see if there's anything that could be of use to us?
Sure, go for it. If it wasn't made obvious too, I've just been piecing together whatever parts I can to start working on the gun.
Yeah, that's fine. And Kasira will step over to the table and lean over and skim through the first page.
As you kind of pick up the book, it was put on a page, but as you kind of started reading through it, you didn't really understand a whole lot what was happening. Very clearly, this book was meant to be read from cover to cover, and you understand the material as you went. It's very dusty, and as you kind of blow off a layer of it, and you kind of turn to the first page and open this really, really old book. The title, the first page is just the title card of The Age of Heroes. All recalls evidence of the heroes. Written by Woodward. As you flip to the next page, this book contains a multitude of historical knowledge of the Age of Heroes, when dragons flew in the sky, when the Fae crossed into our worlds, when heroes could level mountains, and the gods walked among us. This book goes into the many heroes' quests, how they slayed the blue dragon that terrorized just a random town which you've never heard of before. How the heroes' party managed to slay a great Leviathan whale. And how the heroes' party was turned to stone, turned back and killed the creature which did it. This is the Age of Heroes. That is the first page.
Kasara will freeze as she sees
What the? What?
Oh.
Huh? What? Where? What?
Huh?
I didn't move.
What?
I
Hendrik, did you do this?
No, that
misclick probably.
It's like,
Anyway,
sorry for that. We're respectful.
Kasara will freeze after reading through the last segment, and she'll take in a kind of like trembling inhale as she's trying to calm herself. And it's more so not really a sadness she feels, it's more of like a guilt, anguish, and just frustration. And she'll close the book and turn to Alpheus. Can I take this with me?
Might be a bit worn and torn, so you gotta be a bit careful with it, but if you want to, by all means.
This has something about this hero's party being turned into stone, and then they were able to revert back to their original form. I need to figure out how they got turned back. I don't know if this story is even true, but it's a chance, and I'm going to take it.
I wouldn't dwell too much on old folk stories. I've heard a few of those, but if you want to, sure, there might be some truth in
So,
these old
Alpheus, I'm going to
stories.
correct you.
Okay, sorry.
A long, long time ago, so long ago that no one really knows the time in which it happened, there was a time called the Age of Heroes. And you are aware of the fact that during this time there were people who, yes, could level mountains. There were artifacts which still exist today, but pretty much all have been lost, that can give people of today access to these godlike powers. They are extraordinarily rare, and no one's really seen anything to do with them. The Age of Heroes has long since passed.
That's why I feel like a small part of Alpheus would be a bit skeptic on these stories of old.
Mhm.
That's why I'm just saying I'm a bit skeptical. Some of these stories are just stories old people tell to the young folk during festivals, stuff like that. But if you wish to take it, Kasara, by all means.
If this is ancient history, it's still factual, and legends do send messages for the people beyond that age. I'm going to take that chance. For her, and for my kingdom.
How much time would you say has passed here, Hendrik?
It's been maybe an hour at this point, I'd say.
All right. I'll say I'll finish building like the rough draft of the gun. I'll
By the
say
way-
all right.
Oh, sorry, you keep going.
No, go. Continue.
The book is 500 years old.
Oh, damn.
Damn. That's a big boy.
And it still
Now,
refers to the Age of Heroes as ancient history.
I look to Kasira and say, okay, I should, for the most part, be done with this. Any small tweaks I need, I'll make on the way down.
Okay, is there anything in here that we could, use? And she'll carefully... Is there any cover for any of these other spare books that she could use to, kind of, envelop to make it, more, sturdy and cushiony so, the bare, book title won't take any, force? Any binders?
You actually don't have to worry about that. The book is magically enchanted to not be worn. It is still old enough to where the magic is starting to fade. However, it is, if you think about it like a well-used library book, that's about how brittle it is. So it's not terrible, but yeah.
Okay. Kasira will carefully put this book in her bag and she'll look around. Is the blood on the crystals, just the blood splatter?
There is blood everywhere.
Okay. As she's just stepping over the blood, she'll kind of wince and her gaze will be minorly distracted as she catches view of the weapons. Do you happen to have any longswords?
I mean, I just have whatever's there. I'm not even sure half of these are sharpened, but...
She'll look over. Oops. Are any of them longswords, DM?
There's one longsword.
Does it look a bit dull, or...?
It's a bit dull. It needs to be sharpened. Maybe a new, pommel on it, but it looks good.
You don't mind if I borrow this, do you? If it's not being used?
Sure. Go for it. I'm not really used to much of that stuff.
Okay. And she'll reach over and carefully grab it.
Before we head out to, can I check to make sure the growth of the crystals, none of them are growing too big, and if they are, I just break a few pieces off.
They're not growing at all.
Not growing at all?
Yeah.
I'll say
the crystals have not grown at all.
I'll say I'll just still break a few off just for safety. And look to Kasira, how willing are you to keep a secret?
I keep many secrets.
I'm gonna head over to this guy, bang him twice on the chest plate that he has, and you hear a pop as a small door opens up over here. It's under the stairs. Oh. Again. Hello. Oh.
Okay then.
And as you see this bar open up, you see Alpheus dump the rest of the crystals into a box under here.
Kasira's eyes will widen.
Should the need ever arise where you're in need of one of these crystals, I'll let you know where they are. I would recommend being very cautious with them, but whatever may happen in the future, I'm not entirely sure. I just hope you know when to use them.
Are those the same crystals from that place we went to?
Yes, they're the same crystals that grow along all these pipes here.
So that growth is intentional?
As far as I'm aware, it's a byproduct of the magic being used.
Who else knows about this?
To be honest, I couldn't tell you. I know about this. I'm pretty sure my father had some clue of it. And as far as I know, all the people that were messing around with these crystals were messing around with the gun, were messing around with all of it. Maybe they knew a little bit, maybe they didn't. I'm sure that one person wouldn't have died. Or maybe they did without knowing.
Do you think Angel will try to use this to his advantage?
I can never tell with him, I'm going to be honest. And I'm going to start heading out. I'm grabbing a piece of paper before I do anything and just writing something on it. And then I'm
Okay.
going to start saying, all right, let's head out.
She'll pause and look at the hand axe. Could I just put the longsword back and see if this axe is any sharper?
Just take both of them.
Really?
Those have been there for ages. I don't even know where my father got them from.
If you insist. And she'll walk back over and grab the hand axe.
Okay. Kasira, you can add a silver sword or silver longsword, and the hand axe is normal, as far as you're aware.
Okay. Cool. Kasira will then look back over to Alpheus and say, "Your workshop is pretty impressive, I will say that."
Believe it or not, it was a lot worse the first time I came in here after he passed.
Yeah?
Everything was in disarray, everything was a mess, knocked over stuff. Blood, I will say, is a new one. I'll have to bill Angel for the cleaning crew later.
She'll just let out a very just airy chuckle and look back at the shop, and she'll kind of like have this like look of just concern as she looks at the fire elemental, and then follow Alpheus out.
By the way,
If you'd like to click
there's only
my
one.
icon.
There's only one by choice, I'll say. There's like 4 of them in there.
Dang.
But yes, and as we leave, I'll on your icon.
Oh yeah, I just will teleport you back.
There we go. All right. And as I'm going back and trying to lock whatever door is there, I put a piece of paper on the door saying, "Bring me Nocturne, and I'll bring you the key." Before we start heading back down.
She'll pause for a second. Alpheus, if Angel knows where you live, well, where your shop is, you don't think he'll find her? You don't think he'll take her, will you?
As far as I'm aware, he can do whatever he wants. And I'm pretty sure this door ain't gonna do much about it. It can only stop it from petty thieves, but
And then we need to hide her better. I don't know if I feel safe with her just being at the top resting there. Maybe.
I mean, it's a stone statue, Kasira. If any petty thieves enter, they're going to be more concerned about everything else than they are a statue.
No, I
The
know.
place is secure enough as is. The only people we really need to worry about, as far as I know, is Angel.
Yeah, if Angel comes back, he might take Tails with him. Because he knows what she means to me.
Kasira, if he comes back, I don't think Tails will be his main concern. It'll be my family, if anything.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Alright, let's head down. It's already been 4 hours and I'm not entirely sure what these other people could have gotten themselves into.
I just hope the rest of them are okay.
And we start heading down.
Are you gonna check on your family or no?
Shit, do we have enough time? It would be another 2 hours, wouldn't it?
Well, to be clear, 2 hours to get to Kasira's old place that they used to be at.
How long would it take to get from the shop to my family's house?
It's not actually too far, maybe like 30 minutes. And even then, it's not that, it's like horizontal to the path you need to go down, so it's not going to add any more time coming back.
Okay. I'll look over to Kasira. Do you think we could spare 30 minutes to go check my family? The blood is concerning me.
Yes. We can go.
Alright. We'll make it quick, and I start heading with a small pace to try to get there fast.
And she'll follow suit.
Okay. As you guys approach Alpheus, your house, you guys hear laughter from inside.
Laughter?
Yeah.
I'll knock on the door and say, you should be okay to enter inside. I'll say that to Kasira. I'll knock on the door and open it and enter. Hello?
Yeah, standing right in, since you enter into the living room, standing in front of you, or not standing, but sitting around in a couple sofas, you see your mom and two of your sisters sitting there, one of them not there, probably going off doing something else. An angel sitting there, laughing along with your mom and your sisters as he's telling a story about you. Yeah, so get this, so... Oh my god, your son's an absolute hoot. He's always been so helpful for me, ever since your husband passed. I'm very sorry about that. But, oh my god, one time he dropped the hammer. Or rather, yeah, he dropped the hammer, crushed a key that... it was all funny. Oh! Alpheus, welcome. Sorry to barge in like this. I thought I would like to introduce myself to your parents. Oh, and Kasira too. Why don't you guys come and sit down?
I'd like to think his fire hand twitches. Ever so slightly, but still twitching.
Kasira is frozen, and her eyes kind of like widen in a way that's almost primal. And she feels her ears start to ring, and everything else kind of blurs out from her existence. And she just stares at Angel with this violent look in her eyes.
Alpheus, your mom looks to you and says, "Oh, hi Alpheus. Well, it's really nice to be acquainted with your work colleague. Yeah, he gave us these really nice bracelets. And all of your sisters and your mom show them off. Yeah, your older sister was also here earlier. He also gave one to her. Really nice man, by the way. Really nice. I hear you're doing really well, in... What is it that you guys do again? Oh, ma'am, it's... We don't want to bore you with that. Right, Alpheus?
Right. I'm just staring daggers at him.
Well, how about you two come and sit down and enjoy a nice drink with us?
Sorry, you cut out a bit there.
Oh, sorry. Why don't you come down and have a night, sit down, have a nice chat, have a drink with us?
I wish we could, but we're in a bit of a rush right now. We took a job.
Oh yeah,
And
you
it
guys were
looks
looking
like-
for that key, right?
Along with another thing, yes.
Yeah, it really was so poor what happened to that girl the other day. Right now we are trying to look for a key to, actually your husband's laboratory. Or a second one that he had. It might have some life-saving cure for this girl who got really, really sick, where we work. It's really unfortunate. We're really trying our best.
Last I checked, it was with a man called Nocturne. How was that investigation going, by the way?
See, I don't think Nocturne is really a part of this. I investigated him a little bit. I don't think he knows as much as you think he does. But, I mean, either way. Would it be okay? Actually, I do have a quick question for your son and his colleague. Would you guys mind leaving the room for a moment? See as your mom and sisters are like, oh yeah, sure. And they all leave the room.
I see you're already making yourself at home in somebody else's place.
I get what I want.
Should I ask about the bracelets or should I find out for myself?
Well, if you would like to take them off, I won't be attending the funeral. You see, a little bit of magic is put into there. Hey, Kasaira, you know your friend, the rocky one. Same magic.
Her own arrow.
So now, just for a little bit of advice, do what I say. I know you know. And if you don't tell me soon, I will kill you. And I will force your dead corpse to tell me. So listen up.
I mean, you couldn't find my father's corpse as far as I know.
It's
makes you
because
think you'll find
Nocturne
mine?
has it. Who do you think killed him? Because it wasn't me.
I find that hard to believe.
What, me? If he were to die, I would have killed him myself. I wouldn't do it how he did. Releasing an elemental. Only the hands of a coward would do it.
Whose
So-
blood is in my lab right now?
Someone's, or rather many someone's. You'll read about it in the paper tomorrow. By the way, good luck trying to kill me. I really do wish you the best of luck. Then you see his angel collapses, fully unconscious onto the floor, before slowly standing up in the most perfect way you've ever seen. And all of a sudden, all of the slimy, gross angel that was in there almost slops off. And you see, as even though it is angel, a much more regal, prince-like appearance, or air to him. He walks up to you, Kasaira. Hello, dear.
What are you?
Well, are you talking to me? Or to the puppets?
Does Kasai recognize this face?
No, but you recognize the air. You recognize the feeling you get.
Kasaira will feel her chest grow heavy and feel her muscles just instinctively just reaching for the back of where her hip is to grab her sword, and she grits her fangs at him.
As you reach the sword, there's nothing there. Hello. It's been a while now, hasn't it?
Do I know you?
Of course you do.
How?
I think you already know. I was a
You're
famous
not a pin in the
musician
new
after
beast.
all.
Solution?
Well, you want your girl back, don't you? Your pretty little princess. You won't have her, ever. So what are you going to do?
I will get her back, no matter the cost.
See, there's one very interesting aspect about this. He looks to both of you. My puppet here only needs one of you alive. He turns to you, Kasira, and unfortunately, only one of you knows the information. So how about this?
Oh.
What are you going to say, little one?
I'll slowly put my head down. If you remove the bracelet, I'll tell you how to make the key. Off of all of them. Right here, right now.
And how do I know you are not lying?
As far as you said, you only need one of us alive. And it looks like your puppet here can kill at least one of us quick. And I prefer not to get blood on my mother's good carpets.
You
Or in
see
front of
as
her, at the very least.
his hands are starting to twitch violently. You have a deal. He holds out his very, very shaky hand, and you see as a blue magic engulfs it. Do we have a deal?
It's a
Alpheus,
shake.
Shake my hand.
Alphys, you don't know what you're meddling with. He is a beast, and he is sick.
He's a beast with my family, too. You are willing to do anything for your cause, as I am mine. I stick out the fire hand.
He grabs it,
And
not even flinching. And the blue magic engulfs both of your hands. And he lets go. Now tell me.
Before that, I'll shout over to my mother. And I'll say, Mom, where did Wynn go? You said she left the house a little bit earlier. Just trying to get her to come into the room.
She
so
walks
I
into
can
the
at
room.
least check the hand.
Yes. She is.
Where did Wynn go? I'm looking at her
I
hand.
think she.
Is the bracelet on?
She says that she's heading over to the bakery shop. The bracelet is still on, and he says, "I'll take it off when the information is given. I just made a pact with you. So tell me."
All right, I'll go check on her later. That's all I needed, and I'll gesture to
Okay.
see to wait till he goes away.
I'm
She
guessing
goes
you're
away.
heading out soon?
Yeah, I got a really important job to take.
She walks over to you and hugs you. I wish you luck, sweetie. Good luck with the girl. Then she walks out and leaves the room.
It's called a metal called ionite. Make the key with that. It'll work.
Well, thank you very
It's in this.
much. He waves his hand, and all 4 bracelets appear on your arms.
On
your
mine?
arms. Yes.
Of
Have a
course you would.
beautiful night.
Where are you keeping her? What have you done?
He walks up to you, Kasira, and boops your nose. I'll never tell. And collapses right there onto the ground. This time, sinking into the floor itself. And as the floor consumes him, he is gone. And that is where we're going to end it for today. You guys will be meeting up with the others next session. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's call everyone back if possible.
I'm moving.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back. Okay. So, do we want to add Rook really quick?
Yes.
That would be good.
Okay. But I hope all of you guys did enjoy the session. Well, let's get all of our players out and onto their respective chairs really quick. We need Rook over here. And then finally, Android right there. Okay. We're going to give Rook a couple minutes to hop on, but in the meantime, everyone, let's just start saying bye. So, I hope you all enjoyed the session. I only traumatized some of you guys, and I hope you all enjoyed.
Screwed over some of us too, but
Anyways, next time we will be having a little bit more of a normal session with everyone coming back together right near the beginning. I hope
we will be gone for 1 week. Just double
Yes.
checking.
So we won't be meeting next week, but the week after we should be good. So everyone, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Yes?
Don't never trust an angel.
Yes?
What?
Rook, did you say
You said see ya.
DM? Oh, I thought you said DM.
No,
No. Bye, everyone. Bye. Have a good
Never
rest
trust
of
an
your guys'
angel.
night.
Never trust an
Peace.
angel.